Hello darklings, my name is Sanniz, I'm an Eldergoth from Sweden, and guess what, because it's soon Halloween, I thought we should do some FX makeup this time. But I'm gonna do a Halloween one for Halloween day itself, that is not for this one. But I thought we could play around a little with FX makeup, and maybe you want to see how I do things. But first we take the intro and see you soon. Hello darklings, my name is Sanniz, and like I said, I'm from Sweden, I'm an Eldergoth, and I do love Halloween. For me, Halloween is all year around, but for some people it's just around this time of year, especially Halloween day itself, the last of October. But first I'm gonna take off little things because I think I'm gonna be a little too hot. And as you can see, we're back in this room again, and that's because it's much more easier that way. So, and yeah, this is how I look like. I'm gonna pull out my arms because, well, sleeves. I don't know why I say arms because it's not arms in English, it's sleeves. But we say ärmar, it's almost like arms in English. So I think that's why I get a little confused with my Swedish brain sometimes. So that's why I say it. I'm not sure I'm gonna do things. I haven't decided 100% of where I'm gonna do it, but I thought because it's gonna be easy for me, so I'm gonna try to stand something like this, and you're probably gonna see it. So I think I'm gonna do the FX makeup more chic, and you need to have a clean surface. So I haven't directly done anything here, but I'm gonna clean just in case. So wait a little. And like I said, you need to be sure that you have a clean surface. I'm gonna just take a little bit if I have got something on that area I'm gonna have. I'm thinking I maybe have to pull away the hair a little bit too. And see, I was not clean. Makeup been falling all around, but that's good. Then we got it off, and I might take away my hair for a little while so it's not accidentally getting in the way. You can never have too many ears, can you? Bat wings and cat ears. Can it be enough? No, I thought so. So we start. So like I said, we need to start with a base, and I'm gonna use body box this time. It's not what I usually go for, it's not the best thing, but at least it's better when you don't want to lose too much money on some things just for a temporary things. So I'm gonna take out a bit of it so I can work it. It's already very soft, and it's supposed to be a certain amount, so you're gonna have enough, and you need to warm it up. And I forgot to put some Vaseline on my fingers so it's not sticking too much, because you don't want to have it on the wrong places. So I continue work it little that. We're not gonna do too much heavy, but I thought that we could do this just for a fun thing, and they're coming back on Halloween day itself with a Halloween look. So it's not this thing I'm gonna do, but I'll maybe implant the technique to something if I don't use my other things. But like I said, you work it so it goes soft, and when you use Vaseline on, so that means it's easier to actually put in place. And I'm gonna do it like a bigger shape, so I'm gonna hope that you're gonna see. Don't care how much you're gonna loosen up, I'm gonna fix it little after. This is just one of the base part. I hope it's gonna stick. This was not the most freshest one I have, but like I said, if you haven't warm it up and that type of thing, and sometimes it can be a little hard, like I see it's want to go off. I usually don't use this type of thing because I have better things, but I think this might have been better for the things I'm gonna use it for. So I'm gonna have to press and hope but I'm gonna get a stick. You could use this type of things that you use for prosthetic too. So you can use that like a help to get it on. But I didn't want to use that because it can be a little stupid when it comes to your relish and that type of things, because they stick to your pipes, and then you're gonna have a partner. If you're not the one that clean the pipes, you're gonna get a partner that not gonna like you for a while because wonder what the hell did you do here. So I'm gonna put this really close to, and yeah, this is very sticky like I said. And I want to get it even to my edges. You can always do that later, and depending on color of everything. I'm not sure how much I'm gonna put makeup on it because it's not a look that's gonna stick. And like you see, this is a little more hard working. The other one I have is not the same, but you have just a certain amount of time to work with it, so that's why I didn't want to have that one. I might have to build up a little more in the middle because this might be a little too little there, but it doesn't matter because I wanted to have a little certain look. You can always pull off some bits, but it's this when you want it to go towards the skin. In the middle it doesn't matter if it dries. I think I need more because I don't think I'm gonna get the last pixels in place if I'm gonna continue with that bit. So I'm gonna stick even more, so I build up height here in the middle. But you don't have to close it because we're still gonna have to open, and this one is a little arsy now. I can tell because it's... And then I got hair in the way, and now it start to stick to my fingers. I try to press it as much as I can to get the edges. Oops. And this is why I don't like to use this type of thing, because it's so easy lifting. Yeah, you can use a little more Vaseline on the fingers maybe to make it to work. At least they say they use it, but I'm not sure that helps all the time because you don't always want. And that can also be because I placed everything on a very moving part of my face. I want this more up. And I don't want things to lift off there, not at the wrong places at least. I want them to stick to my skin more. You could do something similar with a latex, probably hold it better in place, but it takes much longer because you need to dry different layers before you have enough, and then you might need to use that type of glue. And like you see, I try to smoothen the edges now, so I'm gonna get it. And like I said, this is not a new one either, so it can be why it's not cooperating 100. But you see, we're getting there very slowly. And just try to get it to stick. I could have used that thing, but like I said, I didn't want to use it because it might be stuck in the wrong parts then. And just try to get things built up in the end that I will, and try to smooth that. If it's not perfect in the surface on all places, don't bother so much because it doesn't matter. So I think it's okay-ish, I guess. You still can use this top or something sharp, but be careful so you don't go too hard. So we're gonna open it up a bit because of course we want the wound, and I hope it's not gonna take up everything I just put down. And you can pull up the edges a little more, and here you see this is not good because it's go up. I'm not used to this one, but pull up the edges, and you need to pull up a lot because you're gonna do things, but like I said, I should prefer to use the other fingers I usually have, because that works so much better and it looks so much more realistic too. So this is a little artsy, if I can tell. Now it went up. So that's a little critical bit when I try to open this thing, because that's when it starts to go off on the other bits that I try to get it to stick to my skin. This type of technique is not maybe 100 to stay in place all day, especially not if people come and touch you. So you need to be sure that people are not in the way for you. In this moment you can, if you want, use a powder, and then my wood went totally up. But I'm stubborn, I'm not gonna give up. I have done this before with other things, but not with this type. So I'm gonna just wash fingers and I'll be back. I'm gonna try to add some powder on it so it's not that sticky in the same way. And don't be scared if you put together the wound, because that don't matter that much. And you can press a little more on the edges too when you put on the powder, because it's gonna just help if you are more into other things later. So then you can use foundation and that to get the right, or use different painter to get it right. I'm not gonna bother so much about the skin color itself. We're just gonna try to get the edges as smooth as possible, and this thing to not open too much. I don't want to have it too much, because then I'll probably lose the effect of what I'm trying to do too. I like to see in this part don't really want to cooperate with me, so I just reshape it a little, and I hope that with a little help of the powder I can set it a little better. And this is really artsy for me right now. So sorry darklings, it's not always go as you want, and that's why I usually use other type of things, and now I've ripped up a lot of more. But you need to have it open too, because else you can't do the rest of the part. But yeah, becoming an artist, better than nothing, and this is just for fun. It's not nothing. I'm not professional, so don't judge me. This is how I do it. It might not be right, but it might not be wrong either. And now we're gonna go down and do some bits. So I usually use an old reddish type of eyeshadow, and of course you need a pencil, and you can add red inside. You can also put some, and this is to create the wound effect. We're gonna do other stuff too, so you don't have to be worried. Because of nature you usually have coloration around the wounds too, especially in the edges. If you see what I'm doing. And I thought, because we do it like a little chatty thing, and I don't know if you saw my video from Liseberg. This year was not directly zombies on the Viking area, it was more Viking type of things that you can, if you read a different part of the Viking story, and that edge went up. I think this type of thing sucks, because I'm not used to use this one. I used to completely other things. So, but yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get it to stick in the edge there, because I don't want it to go up, but for some reason it don't want to cope. Yeah, just continue. In this part you can't put too much. But you see, I have done some bits, And usually after that go and add a little more blackish type of things. And people gonna say after a while, why did you do so much of it? Because it's not gonna be visible. But sometimes if you should miss some things, but this you're not putting in all, you just put that in some bits. And you don't have to put it outside the wound, you can put it just inside. But that is to give little different aspects of the wound itself. Because if you know bruises and everything else like wounds and that type of things, they all have different layers with coloration too. And I do hope this is gonna stick, because now I'm getting a little bit annoyed on it. I want it to stick, I don't want it to follow my fingers, because then I need to... And this didn't go well, did it? And this is why I do it in real time. I'm not gonna do anything and edit out. I want to show don't give up, because if you don't have the professionals things, so that then it can be a little nasty. And like you see, here it went really off. So I might have to use a little more. See if I can get a stick. I might have to put a little more. It's really nasty. I don't want to stick on that part of my face. And now the edges went off totally. Oh, bullshit. I think we have to put in more color just because of that. Duh. So we continue around with the wound things. I don't give up. I continue. I know I have done FX makeup when it didn't succeed as good as I did in the beginning, but on some things I succeeded after a while to get it on. I was gonna see, where did I put that one? Let's see if I can press with this thing. Oh, I did it. That one never was. I think I need to have Vaseline on that one too. No, I don't have Vaseline on my fingers either, so... Oh, dear me. This is not good for your patience if you have bad. But don't give up. We're getting there. I'm gonna feel more because everything changed. I wish it didn't, because I don't want it to look bad. And I'm gonna need to wash my hands. Yes, I think we're gonna have to add a little more black in it too, because it went up. So that's the boring stuff. I mean, and still get up. So I'm wondering if we're gonna start all over and maybe go and pick up the good things. So be back soon. Do no dark things. We start all over. So I'm gonna remove everything. Sometimes that's the way it goes. But I'm not gonna clean face that one, because maybe some of the stickiness can actually help to put other things. And I'm gonna show what I'm gonna use instead, because now I'm a bit annoyed. So I'm gonna have to take some bits here so I can mix. And what I use instead is something that is called this. And you got like two different jars. One is marked A and one is B. And I'm gonna clean up my spatula, because you're not supposed to mix this different ones. And that didn't go that well, did it? And that is even when you do the different ones. So you clean it after the different ones too. Yeah, I know. So you're gonna take around the same amount. And this one you need to work in a certain way, so you're gonna have to look. You can use a spoon or something. I'm gonna see how much I get out. Then I need to clean the brush. Gonna take things a little closer. it's at least still have got next layer on. So, and this one I need to get everything off now, that there is that material, because it can't be mixed in the bottom of the other one. So be sure you have cleaned it. And then of course you take as much as you took from the other ones too. And so long they are not mixed together, so it's no worry about the time, but as fast as you have got everything sorted and have mixed it, then you're gonna have to start work. Because you have a certain time before, and here you got the different ones. I'm gonna mix them. And this is when this chemical reaction starts. And this is what I prefer to do actually, my things. And this one you need to build up the things with. So I'm gonna try to apply it in a way so that, I don't remember what I used last time I did this, but I'm gonna try to. It's very soft, you see. What I do like before, I build up around it. I want to have an area that is like this opening in. And this is actually good because here you don't have to worry that much about other things, because this goes dry, but it's also easy to take off. But you see it's very rinning in this stage, but that also gave naturally little more settled things around it. I'm gonna try to make it a little higher. So I got like that. It might be that I have to do another solution in the last bit later. You can do like a little smoothing it out on some bits too, but I want it to rise. And it doesn't matter if it's go a little uneven on some bits. And I'm gonna be sure that we have like this area in the middle that's gonna be the wound. So that's what I did now. But I try to build up around it so it's gonna be a little more that type of feeling. It was a long time since I used this, so I forgot the consistency on it, so I'm gonna do a little more. And now we're gonna have to wait, because it's this gonna go stiff. So I need to clean off those things too, so I can get it off proper. So be back soon when I can start doing something. But this is how it looks so far. I'll see you soon. You can also make it faster to dry. I have to put off the ring light because I don't have anything else. But you can actually use this for latex and things, your hair dryer. So be back soon. Like I said, it's gonna take some while before it starts to set, like at least 5-6 minutes. But after that you can't manipulate it too much. But when you see that it starts to go dry, then you can pull it in the edges and open up the wound a bit more. But you can start to pull it up a bit so it looks like edges to go up. You see that it's still sticky, but soon it's gonna be another bit, but I try to pull it up a bit so the edges is not going back 100% nicely, hopefully. Try to open it more. See here? So I'm gonna try to add now this powder on top to set it a little bit. You can also use foundation, like I said, to get it better. But I try to, it's still a little sticky, so I don't think it's gone that long yet. But I want to start working with it, so I need to do something. But this one is much easier to get the edges to look much better naturally, because of course you can always do them even better. So press a little more. Because it's silicone type of thing still, so, but you can see that the edges go much better than the other thing, and this is actually easy to take off too, so I do like this. I haven't used it for a while. I didn't use it last year, so because I used something else, so I'm a little running out of practice now how to use it, but I had creative looks with it, and I do like this type of mix much better than the wax itself. It may be good for some people, and depending on what you got, if you're gonna do some type of shapes, so it might be better than that way. And like you see, I've put some there. We can try to add some foundation. I'm gonna see what I'm gonna use. I just take a light one. I haven't directly any foundation on now either, but yeah. Can add a little bit. If it goes too dark, we can always think. So I'm gonna just get a little sponge, and then we're gonna try to put a little more color. Maybe take about by some. I got very red after I tried to warm it a little, so make it a little faster the process, hopefully. Don't worry if you can still see some edges here, because that's gonna be fixed in other steps. So it's nothing to be worried. I see that some bits is not 100% dry yet, but I want to take them away a little more because they don't look 100% okay. See if we can get a little more color in this bit, because it looked like I got more color in the other bits. That is when I look at the camera. But I don't bother do anything inside the wound itself. Just on. There are different methods to have to do those type of things too, depending on how professional you are. I have never said I'm a professional, so don't come after me. And now I put some foundation on, and I think that's okay. We can maybe put some powder over it to get it a little lighter again, because I'm not 100% that dark. Because that's the hardest thing for me when it comes to foundation, because I have a certain color, but not when I go warm I go red and other things. So I hope we have enough now. And before I had opened a little bit, but you can try to pull them a little more again, because we have just put on powder and foundation before this is too stiff. See if I can open it more this way. because you really want to have them coming up. You can use the spatula too, you don't have to use a toothpick. So now we can go back to the stages I said before. Let's see if I remember which I have for what. Where did I put that one now? That was for the black. And here was for the red. So go over with the red inside again. And even on the edges you can add it. It's got a little like a pinkish tone on parts. I think it's so cool to work with those type of things, but I've little been a while since I've done it, and it's actually easier to do it on other people, and it's actually easier when you're standing with a proper mirror and not standing this far away like I'm doing now. So, and I thought we had some black, but like I said, not on all bits, but in some, just to deepen up, and that's just more inside the wound itself, to create this faked dimension. You're not gonna see it that much later, but you see, I think it already started to look great that type of way. So you see, you don't have to use that much type of things. It's just that do what you do. And now we're gonna use different things. You can have like fake blood, you can have blood scrub, you can have running blood, and you can have like mouth colorant type of things. You can have that. The best is if you have different type of blood. And unfortunately the one I wanted to use, the blood scrub, was not working, but I saw that this one has started to stiff up. So actually, so this started to be a little more like a jelly too. And this one I'm gonna use for getting inside here. See if I can see what I'm doing. And here it doesn't matter if it goes a little gory. You see? And the best thing, if I try to pull out this little, don't want to cooperate this thing. That's the thing when you don't have the right package of things. But I want to have some bits out, because then I have like this type of sponge, and I put it, and then I go, don't press too hard, just go around. This is where we actually can now start to hide some of the edges too. And you can use blues, you can use greens. Let's see. I can see if I can do a little. I should want to have a little more out from this thing. And put inside here a little more gory. Maybe even pull the edges a little bit. And we're gonna see if I can use, I have this little rainy one, so I'm gonna pull that out of one bit here too. And this is a little more like jelly in the consistency, so I'm gonna see if I can use something else. I think I have another, no, I used it too big, no, this. And like I see, it's another color, it's a little more jelly. And this one I can add. But you don't have to put it in exactly the same spot. because that's the thing with wounds. And you can put that on other areas too. It's gonna go back and do a little more makeup too. But I just wanted to add a little more dimension. You can drag out some of the blood too. And like you see, it looks a bit gross. And that's how I like it. And now we can go back. And is this... gonna see if I have something that could work. I have some other type of... I can add little other coloring on it. Because the wound don't have just one coloring. And do you do FX makeup or something like that? And what are you gonna do during Halloween? Have you any thoughts? Because I know that some people are working. I am working sadly, and I was hoping that I shouldn't do. I'll try to go so you can see what I'm doing. Try to create a little more that. I'm gonna see if I can open up a little more wood. I hope I didn't put hole in the fold because it's on white. I'm just sorry that I didn't have. I think I'm gonna have to buy some things a little more soon. Because then it's so much easier if you have everything sorted properly, the right stuff. So it's so much easier to do it. And then I go over again a little more with this one. I think I want a little more of this ringy stuff. You see, jelly. And if you look here, you don't directly see the edges. You see them some bits still, but that's what you can do better makeup. I'm not gonna do that much because it's actually gonna go off very soon. Because this is just, we have a little fun together and do some effects. And like I said, I was on this day and I was thinking that the people who work there during the Halloween team in the amusement park have the best type of job ever, because they could actually go and look scary. And like in the Viking part, they have a certain section that they always have after 6 p.m. They have actors going in there, so people should know, so they have to be aware that you can be afraid for things, but also that don't take 2 small kids in, because if they go scared, it's not Lisaberg's wrong, it's yours wrong that didn't take responsibility for your kid. But yeah, they had that. But this year they have on the other, when it came closer to one of the houses that called Gaston, they have a lot of clowns of different type of shape. Some little more normal looking clowns, but still a little more scary than the normal clowns. And then I have those that really look gory too, but still not. What I was missing was the zombies. I wanted to see zombies. But yeah, I think this was at least my try to show you some bits. It goes better when I have a bigger mirror. I don't have a good side, so it's gonna be a little hard when I'm gonna try to do things, and especially when it didn't go right. So I'm not that keen of that type of things, but this is the more that you can use that type of I'm gonna see if I can find it in my row. But then you're gonna need also to use a remover that you should put prosthetic with. This is a remover, and then you can put this like a base, so it's gonna stick better. But I didn't do that because this one can be a little awesome when it comes to the pipes. And if you accidentally drop the bottle, that can go a little shitty, and your partner, if that's the one that makes the pipes and not you, so you can hide what you just did wrong, gonna swear a lot because that is sticking. It's really sticking and it's not going away for a long time. But yeah, I think it came pretty good right now. So this is my wound. Ooh, I have hurt myself. Can you see? Ah! So this was all. In the end I might put some pictures, I haven't decided yet, but else we're gonna see you next time on Halloween. And for new subscribers, thank you for joining my channel. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider to do. Press the notification bell at the same time. All darklings and subscribers, thank you for supporting me, the best for me a lot. I love you all. And give me likes and comment. Else, stay safe, stay weird, be nice to each other. Happy Halloween! Ooh.